Hello crew, welcome back to the Gaming Ocean. This video is going to be about how to play the One Piece TCG. Now, it finally came out English a couple weeks ago, beginning December 2022. I actually picked up the 4 starter decks to try the card game out and give it a go. I'll have a video on that, and I'll put the link in the description down below. My wife and I finally got to sit down, try the card game out, learn the mechanics, and we had fun. She enjoyed it. She said it felt a lot less complicated than Magic the Gathering, and kind of plays and resembles a little bit also like Hearthstone, the digital card game, because you get a leader card with life and a special ability attached to it. So let's go ahead and talk about what you need to play the card game. 1, you need a 50 card deck consisting of character cards, event cards, stage cards, 1 leader card, and a deck of 10 Dawn cards. Very important, these will be your resources to summon, use abilities, even prior characters. Let's talk about the types of cards in the deck. We got Usopp here, a character card. Character cards are creatures or characters you use to summon to the field to do battle. They have a cost on the top left corner, power here on the top right, and some actually have effects. Event cards. Think of these cards as one-time use cards or quick spell cards. They also have a cost on the top left. And stage cards, one of my favorite types, because they remind me of field spell cards like in Yu-Gi-Oh! They have a cost on the top left corner, and they exactly what they state. It's a field spell card, a stage card. It stays on the field until removed. Now, leader cards. Leader cards can also attack. They have power here on the top right here, and they also have a special ability. If you look down here on the bottom right, it says 5 life, meaning this leader has 5 life. And the objective of the card game is to take out your opponent's leader card, get their life to 0, hit them one more time, you win the match, or whoever runs out of cards first. And we'll be using the red Straw Hat starter deck as an example as we go on through the video. And this is the leader card from that starter deck. Pretty cool. Like the art. Now the Dawn cards, the Dawn deck. Very important. These are your resources, your energies, your lands, like in Magic. This is what you use to summon, use abilities, even power up your character cards. As you see here, if you attach 1, you get 1,000 power. Now, you want to get 10 in the deck, and you will see on some character cards where it'll say Dawn X or even Dawn Minus. Now, the way those works is Dawn X means however many Dawns attached to that character, you can activate that effect. When it says Dawn Minus, what you do is send a rested Dawn back to the deck to resolve the effect. And I will go ahead and explain a little bit further as we go on the video. So now, let's pretend we're doing a little mock duel and kind of explain the phases and how to play the card game as we go along. So put these to the side here. You got your 50 card deck, leader card, your Dawn deck. Now you want to decide who wants to go first or second. You and your opponent, rock, paper, scissors. Pretty simple. And the winner chooses first and second. Let's say we lost rock, paper, scissors, and they decided for us to go first. So we're going to go first. So, draw the 5 cards. Now the card game allows for 1 mulligan. Okay? That means if you do not like your hand, 1 attempt to put this back in your deck, reshuffle, and redraw. But in this scenario, we're going to keep the hand we got. Now remember we talked about the leader has life. Luffy has 5 life. So we're going to take the 5 cards on the top of our deck to resemble the 5 life cards, or life points as I say, because I come from Yu-Gi-Oh! And that stuck to me. And remember the objective, take out the 5 life, then hit them one more time, you win. Or whoever runs out of cards first loses. And there we go. We're set. Now, the player who goes first cannot draw a card or attack that turn, but they can draw 1 Dawn card from the deck, put it in the area cost zone. Now, in this scenario, we got Chopper, cost of 1. So what we're going to do is tap or suspend in this card game, rest a Dawn card for the cost of 1 to summon Chopper. Now, since we're going first, we can't attack, but whenever a character is summoned for the first time, they cannot attack that turn. Think of it like summoning sickness. So Chopper couldn't do nothing even if it was our second turn. So in this case, we can't do nothing else since it's our first turn, and we're getting the turn. Now we're going to pretend we're going second. We'll put Chopper here as an example as the first turn player. We'll return this Dawn card. Perfect. Now we'll add this card to my hand to resemble 5 cards. So the player who goes second can draw a card. Boom. And instead of 1 Dawn card, we draw 2. Now, every turn after this, now, even the first turn player can now draw 2 Dawn cards every turn. And the phases are broken down with refresh phase, draw phase, Dawn phase, and main phase. So refresh phase didn't apply because we have nothing to return back into the active position. But we went to draw phase, Dawn phase, not main phase. In main phase, you can kind of do whatever in any order, meaning use your Dawn cards, summon, use abilities, battle in any order you want. Kind of like reminds me like the Digimon TCG. So in this case, we got 2 Dawn. So what we're going to do is we're going to rest 2 Dawn, like so. And we're going to summon Vivi, cost of 2, power of 4,000. Boom. And since Vivi was summoned this first turn, she cannot attack. But your leader can attack. So we're going to go ahead and resemble a battle. So remember, your leader cards have a special ability. This Luffy, what it does is it takes 1 Dawn card here and attach it, well, I should be more specific, a rested Dawn card, meaning a Dawn card that's being used, and attach it to a character or a leader. So we're going to attach it to Luffy. Boom. Okay. Now, when you attach a Dawn card to a leader or character, they get that 1,000 boost. So Luffy is 6,000 power. Now, to resemble a battle phase, you go ahead and tap suspend, or in this case, rest that card, and you attack your opponent's leader. And you can only attack your opponent's leader or a suspended character card. So if they have an active card, you cannot attack it. Suspended, you can, if you like. So Chopper is not suspended. So all we can do is attack the opponent's leader card. Now, your opponent has a chance to defend or block or counter this turn. So 1, if they have a blocker, they can use a blocker. And example, Chopper is actually a blocker. As you can see right here, it says blocker in this ability. They can use a blocker to stop my attack to go through. And when it comes to power, if your card has greater or equal to power than the card you are attacking, you win. Okay? In this scenario, Chopper has 1,000 power, so Chopper gets trashed. But since he was a blocker, he takes the hit and your opponent's leader does not lose a life. Okay? Now, another example, let's say they didn't have a blocker. Let's say what they're going to do, another opportunity they can do is use a counter card. Counter cards are another way to power up the attacking leader or character. Think of them also like the Dawn cards. Dawn cards power up. Same thing with the counters. And I'll show an example here. We got Brook. And see on the side here, we got counter plus 2,000. Meaning you can discard this card and attach or give 2,000 power to the leader card. In this case, that's getting attacked. So let's just do that. So your opponent uses a counter 2,000. Now my Luffy has 6,000 power. Their Luffy has 7,000. My attack did not go through. They do not lose a life. Now, I'll do another example. Let's say if you were attacking a card that's not a leader card, a character card, and they had more attack than you, nothing happens on your end. The attack, you do not win the battle, and your card does not get destroyed. It does stay here in the rested position, so does not get trashed. Now, that's kind of the basics of turns and battle. Now, in this case, there's nothing else we can do, so we end the turn. So let's say our opponent went and it's back to our turn. So now this we can show the refresh phase. So refresh phase. This is the phase where you unrest all the cards, put the Dawn cards back in the Dawn area cost position. Now, we get to draw one card. Boom. Now, we draw two Dawn cards. Now we're going to resemble this time a hit to the leader card. Okay? And explain a little bit about the character card's effects, like the Dawn X and Dawn Minus. So in this scenario, we got Sanji here. Okay, Sanji costs 2, and if you see here at the bottom in this effect, Dawn X times 2, this character gains Rush. All right, so we're gonna summon Sanji. We're gonna rest 2 Dawn, summon Sanji. Now what we're gonna do is attach 2 Dawn. As you remember, it says Dawn times 2. That means it needs 2 Dawn to activate its ability. Now a Rush means the turn Sanji is summoned, he can attack. So he doesn't have summoning sickness or that restriction on him. So Sanji can actually attack the turn he is summoned with attaching 2 Dawn, activating its ability. You also see other cards have, like Zoro here, 1 Dawn, meaning he needs 1 Dawn to activate its effect. So gets character gains 1,000 power. So an instant 7,000. You also see other effects like on play, meaning when this card is actually summoned, on play, you have to resolve the effect. You have other cards, like Usopp here, that say when attacking, but also has to have 2 Dawn attached to them. So there's all these cards have a little different abilities and effects. Now just to quickly go over the Dawn Minus. Dawn Minus means you will have to take a rested card here from the Dawn deck, and if it says Dawn minus 1 or 2, let's say Dawn minus 2, you have to take these 2 Dawn and actually put them back into your Dawn deck. Yes, you lose 2 Dawn, you're 2 Dawn short. But that's how you resolve the Dawn Minus cards. Now, let's go ahead and resemble another attack and your opponent losing a life. So, Sanji can attack this turn. So let's go ahead and attack the opponent. Boom. Let's say they don't have a blocker. You know, Chopper was trash last turn. Boom. And their leader card is Luffy, right? So let's say they use a counter card. So Sanji has right now a power of 6,000. Okay? And Luffy has 5,000 power. And let's say they use a counter card. Boom. Luffy has 6,000. Now, they have equal power. But the attacks still resolve because we have greater than or equal to power level to the attacking leader card or character card. So the attack still goes through. So they lose a life. Now, when it comes to life, you go to your life cards here and you take a card. Now we have 4 cards. The card goes to your hand and that is it. Now, sometimes some cards like this one right here, guard point, has a trigger. So if you actually picked up this card from your life area and drew it and it has a trigger, you can automatically resolve the effect. Trigger. Leader gains 1,000 power. Activates. And you still get to keep the card in your hand. Okay? We'll rest Sanji because he attacked. Vivi can attack too. Tap her. And what we'll do is activate Luffy's ability and attach a Dawn. So she has 5,000. Now, Luffy's leader card, or your opponent's leader card, attack power will revert back to 5,000 after using the counter card. So they would have to either use another counter card to power up. In this case, let's say they don't. 5,000, 5,000 is equal to, they still lose a life. You know, boom. They take a life card to their hand. My Luffy will attack. 5,000, 5,000, boom. Boom. Now remember, the objective, take all their life cards, hit them one more time, win the game. Now, that's it. That's all we can do. We end the turn. And one important fact as well, the Dawn cards, when it powers up your character, it's only on your turn. So meaning the power reverts back to 4,000 for Sanji and 4,000 for Vivi. So that is the gist of the One Piece TCG. I also just suggest picking up a starter deck. It has the rule books in there as well, and it's pretty straightforward, easy, really fun to play. So again, that wraps it up. I hope this was helpful. If I missed anything, let me know. I am human, not perfect. And I hope you guys enjoy the how to play. This is one of my first videos in doing so. I am very interested in One Piece TCG, so kind of wanted to give my example how to play and show that I was able to finally get down to learn the mechanics, and it was fun. We had a blast, my wife and I. So again, hope this was helpful. Let me know if it was. If I missed anything, again, let me know. And then, till next time, smooth sailing.